Welcome back to the D4 channel. Today we'll be doing a spoiler review on The Bad Batch episode 5. So if you haven't seen The Bad Batch episode 5, leave now because this is a spoiler review.
Trying, but nothing is working.
Alright, so nothing really happened in this episode, so spoiler review over.
That's all, folks.
Nah, I'm kidding. So a lot of people will call this a filler episode, and honestly, I think they're probably right for this episode. But I very much enjoyed this episode because some people forget that Bad Batch doesn't have to have a through line plot throughout the entirety of its season, and some of it is just literally world building. If we remember in episode 4, A New Hope, Obi-Wan throws out a line called the Clone Wars, and back then in 1977, that line is a throwaway in the overall plot to the movie, but it enhances the overall, history of the universe, and we got a whole prequel trilogy based off the Clone Wars. We got 7 seasons of an amazing animated show. So what this episode has done, maybe not for the Bad Batch, but in the Star Wars universe in general, has expanded the universe. We catch the Bad Batch, and I believe her name is Faye, or Fee, I forget her name, but they go on this basically treasure hunt to this planet, and Hunter and Echo, I have to say, is the audience of this entire episode. They're like, why do we have to do this? This is stupid, we do not want to do this. But Omega and Wrecker are the optimistic youth to say, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just have some fun. So they go for this treasure. I don't know what it is. It's like a crystallized cube. It's not a kyber crystal, but it's something of that esque. And they go to this desolate planet where everything seems to be dead. And they go through these tombs, almost Indiana Jones-like, even the music. And they solve these very nice, easy puzzles, that every adventurer wishes they could solve because they're not hard, but they're very easy to navigate through. And they find their treasure that they're looking for, and then they activate this giant machine that almost kind of reminds me of the Zepho machines in the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, but like on a more massive scale. It also looks like those robots in Sonic the Hedgehog, which me and Daniel were joking about. But yeah, they activate this giant death machine that comes straight out of the mountain and starts firing off at, I guess, anything that's moving. And poor Mel gets disintegrated trying to wobble around with her little feet. But the Batch fumble around and they try to basically put the treasure back in its place to deactivate this monster, and they do that before the monster destroys their ship. The monster blows up, they lose the treasure, they lose the giant war machine, they get nothing out of this treasure, they lose Mel, they get nothing out of this adventure, but the adventure itself. And that was basically the lesson. Now, a lot of people are fuming, oh my god, why the hell did they put this in the Bad Batch? This is why we don't want Andor. This has nothing to do with any of the plot. But you have to remember, Star Wars is a giant galaxy. So the fact that we might see this ancient technology that she says existed before the Jedi, which is over 1,000 generations, and the Republic, we're probably going to see this in either a comic book, a novel, or maybe some piece of live action media later down the line. So I love this episode as a pure world galaxy building of the universe. It doesn't, every episode does not have to be like straight, depressing, everything about the clones and what they're dealing with. Some of them could just be straight adventure, and that is what Star Wars is. And I think people forget that Star Wars is sometimes just a very fun adventure. They could just sit down, watch, have fun, and then don't even worry about it later. So, obviously for the Bad Batch, it doesn't really move the plot ahead very much, but in general, I very much appreciate the story. I give this episode an 8 out of 10. Now, you let me know in the comments below, do you think this is a filler episode? Most likely you do think it is. Let me know why you think that is. Did you hate it? Did you like it? Or did you just sit and enjoy the fun as Omega and the team of Bad Batch did? Let me know in the comments below. And again, like and subscribe to the D4 channel for all your Star Wars entertainment. And for me, Hamid Mark, and my counterpart, Daniel Edward, may the Force be with you.